Look, not two ways about it. Not two ways about it. We must. And I'm talking about Chelsea going to Tottenham, White Hart Lane, whatever you call it, and actually come back to the bridge to Cobham with 3 points. Against Tottenham, you must. Now, I know as a Chelsea fan or as a football fan, you're always looking into the next game, right? You're always having to focus on the next game. But for me, yeah, when I go to Tottenham or when we play Tottenham, I don't care about the next game. I don't care about the other teams. I just want to go there and take 3 points. Like I would have rather lost to Southampton but go to Tottenham and take 3 points. Now, we played them last season in our worst ever season with Pochettino, and we went there and they lost their heads. Jackson came out there with 3 points. I mean, so with a hat trick, and Chelsea we won the match. Now that's the same sort of energy that I want this season. And yet, this season with Maresca, we're actually way better than we were last season. So I am very confident we are going to go to White Hart Lane and come back with 3 points. Welcome back to the video, guys. Welcome back to Chelsea versus Tottenham match preview. Now, like always, we always try to react to the press conference a little bit. As always, people, they never actually talk about anything that actually is football related, right? Let's have a reaction to the injuries, because as we know, Rhys James is obviously injured and Fofana is again injured, and Mudrik, I don't know if it's going to be available, but as of the moment Maresca did his press conference, he said that Mudrik was ill. So even though we might not have Mudrik on the bench or even in the squad, I'm not going to miss him as much because Jadon Sancho, Pedro Neto, they're there, and Felix as well, as you've been seeing the past couple of games he's been played as a left wing, inverting into the 10 sort of role. Anyway, I think in terms of injuries, that's all we have. And they spoke about the title challenge. They spoke about the title race. I chose in a title race. I think everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to have their opinions. Now, if you're a Chelsea fan, I don't mind you having to ask that question because you were with us when the whole world, the whole media was going against us just because we were buying players, we were buying too many players, and people like the Jamie Carragher's were talking about how the players are gonna be happy, how where they're gonna change. Now we don't really care. I mean, we had to go through that phase, and now when we start performing, now everybody's talking about how Chelsea are so good, so lucky because their bench looking good. Like, listen, when we were buying players in the summer, you never say that. You never wanted to look at it from that point of view. You always wanted to look at it from a negative aspect. Now, being a Chelsea fan, I know how much we hate it, and I love it. So yeah, man. Listen, title challenge. I don't know. For me, I've always said Chelsea in the title race until we're not. Now, are we gonna win it? For me, I've always had my doubts whether we're gonna win it or not. But looking at the way we've been playing so far, I still don't think we're gonna win it. But I think if we go to White Hart Lane and actually come back with 3 points, now that can give me some sort of chest for me to be able to say, listen, there's actually a chance there. Obviously, depending on what Liverpool are going to be doing this week, and obviously Arsenal as well, they're playing Fulham, Liverpool, they're playing Everton. I'm expecting them to win as well because I don't see a world where Everton we're gonna beat Liverpool. Fulham, maybe they can upset Arsenal, but I think a draw would probably be a stretch for them. So yeah, man, listen, Chelsea in a title race, yes, they are, but are we gonna win it? I don't know. I don't know. We might have to see. It's only 13 games in. Let's go up to 20 games, and then maybe we can see how we do. And Maresca has already said we're not in the title race. So yeah, they keep asking the same questions every time anyway. But I think overall, um, I think for me, the main sort of question that they did ask was the Caicedo one. We saw Caicedo inverting from the right back into the midfield, is into a double pivot alongside Lavia, and then that made Enzo Fernandez overlap a little bit. And they were asking if we are going to see that quite often into the league games. And Maresca, just said, yeah, I think it's something that we're gonna see a lot because we've been having a question to ask if we are going to ever see, the three of them, I'm talking Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo being in a match. And I think inverting Caicedo from the right back can actually turns out to be, or has been a good idea. And I thought we saw as well Caicedo has been playing some of the games for Roberto De Zerbi when he was at Brighton. So Yeah, I think for me, man, that's something that those 3 points were probably one of the highlights from the press conference. Other than that, every other thing was just stupid. Even them asking him about Madueke and everything, we don't really care. I mean, he said, I'm gonna call out my players," but for me, it's also because I want the best for them. So that's why I tend to call these players out. But there's no bad blood, and we might not be friends, but I still want the best for them. So I mean, shut up. That's all. I mean, that's all. And let's now look into our opposition, Tottenham. Now, Tottenham have not been good this season. To be fair, the way they fluctuate, it's so bad. Like, but one thing you gotta give about Tottenham though, they might lose to Ipswich, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth. Again, Bournemouth is a good team. Even for us, we struggle to beat Bournemouth. We end up beating them in the last minute. But when you look at the teams that Tottenham have been losing points to, are the teams that you expect them to win against. But then the teams that they've been gaining points against is the teams that you obviously looking for them to to struggle, like the Man City game, the Arsenal game. Yes, of course they lost, but they were actually probably the better team on that game. If it wasn't for the set pieces of Arsenal, maybe Tottenham could have actually escaped there with 3 points. And then you look at the Manchester United game. Obviously, they didn't struggle. It was it was a walkthrough for them. And then they ended up getting 3 points. So my point is, right, when it comes to Tottenham, the games you're expecting them to win, they're not winning. The games you're expecting them to lose, that these are the games that they're winning. So with Chelsea, I'm very confident that Chelsea can go there and actually take 3 points. But is that what's going to happen? Probably not, because Tottenham, they seem to want to turn up on these big games. Now, we'll see tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, in terms of their injury crisis, I think they're in a crisis because Bentancur has been suspended, I think, for about 5 games. I don't know how many games is saved for now. And then I'm not sure if Romero is back. And at the same time, Davis just got injured. Who else is injured? I think Van der Ven as well is still injured. So to us, I think that's a bit of an advantage to us, because we all know how good Van der Ven is. Romero, whether you think he's good or not, but he's always going to turn up in big games, especially the Chelsea game. Now, their front line, Solanke has been good, but obviously not scoring goals. So I'm not really scared of Solanke at this point in time. Kulusevski obviously gives me a bit of, a bit of a threat. I think Kulusevski is a good player, depending if Brendan Johnson is going to turn up. But I'm not worried about Brendan Johnson, because I'm expecting Cucurella to lock him in. Even I'm expecting as well our midfielders to deal with Kulusevski if he gets to be played as a 10, even as a winger. Like, I'm not really bothered. I think our fullbacks are quite all right. Gusto can do the job, and Cucurella has been in his form. So yeah, Son, I'm not really threatened with Son. I know he likes to turn up in big games again, especially the Chelsea one, but I'm not really concerned. Yeah, so I think we have a lot of advantage as well, and I think we had an extra day to rest. And if you look at the quality on the pitch on paper, I think we do have the better quality in terms of, like, again, on the paper. So I'm expecting Chelsea to actually turn up and smash these guys. I'm confident, and I'm not gonna give my actually. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do a lineup prediction. So I'm gonna go with Sanchez in goal. Obviously, Maresca has made it clear that he's his first choice goalkeeper. And I think as Chelsea fans, we might actually have to get used to this. So Sanchez in goal. I'm gonna go with Malo Gusto on the right with my central backs. I think Tosin will come and play alongside Colwill and Cucurella on the left. I'm gonna go Caicedo and Lavi as my double pivot, and Cole Palmer as a 10. Then I'm gonna have Sancho, Neto, and Jackson. Yeah, because these are the players that got rested as well in the midweek. So yeah, unless maybe he chooses to play Casido as a right back, then maybe we won't be able to see a central back. Maybe we won't be able to see Gusto, I mean, and then maybe Caicedo can go there, invert into the midfield, making a double pivot of him and Lavia, and then you can have Cole Palmer as a 10 alongside Enzo Fernandez with Sancho on the left, and then right side Madueke, and then obviously 9 we got Nicholas Jackson. So either way, I'm quite confident still. Like, I'm quite confident for us to actually go there and do our job. And I'm sure we will do our job. So, and my prediction, I'm gonna go with 3-1. The reason 3 or 4-1, and the reason why I'm putting that as a 3-1 or 4-1 is because I know Chelsea are not going to keep the clean sheet. We're going to concede, whether we like it or we not. Chelsea are going to concede a goal in that game. So yeah, man, people. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow on the watch along, and hopefully, we will go there and smash and grab 3 points from White Hart Lane. Yeah, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.